Somebody asked me to make a video about what goes on inside your head during a panic attack, which is, yeah, it's interesting because it's hard to describe because there's two aspects of it. One is thoughts and one is emotions, and my first argument is going to be that thoughts and emotions are different from one another. You know, there's some things you feel happiness, you feel sadness, you feel fear. You don't think about it. You don't think, oh, I'm happy. I mean, you might think that, but that doesn't relate to the way emotions work. And then you have thoughts, you know, what's actually going through your head, so to speak. One thing, first, what you think about is a little easier to describe. A lot of people, when they have panic attacks, have the thought that they're going to die. This panic attack will lead to their death. And that sounds completely irrational now, but I can assure you it's very real when you're having a panic attack. This is a very real thought, and so if somebody says, oh, you know, I'm going to die, I feel like I'm going to die. One of the worst things you can do is say, you're going to be fine, because they're going to be, you know, pissed. No, I'm fucking not, I'm going to die, you know. So, I would say if you're there, don't touch the person, first off. Fucking I hate getting touched during panic attacks, and it worsens the attack. Don't touch someone who's having a panic attack without their permission. Even with their permission, don't touch them. Keep your distance. You know, if you touch them, no matter how much you want to comfort them, it's going to worsen their attack. I guarantee it. Yeah, so it's a very common thought, oh, I'm going to die. And it's happened to me a couple of times, but that doesn't, that one doesn't occur to me, I think, as frequently as it does to other people. Like I said, it's happened there's been a couple times where I felt a very real sense that, you know, I was going to die, I'm not capable of living. It's not exactly like I'm going to die, like, my heart will stop during this panic. It's more that, like, you're not capable of living with this feeling. Slight difference, but that doesn't matter. The second, okay, but for me, what's a much more common thought is the idea that my life is gonna fall apart. Now it's a little hard to explain, but it's sort of like, no, it's not like I'm gonna be homeless, but it's more like a unfulfilling of goals, sort of. You know, I can't keep going in college, I don't know, I can't rectify my life in some way. Like now it's very hard to explain, because it doesn't make any fucking sense. You know, I do better than most people. But, at the time, it's so real. It's just like an impossibility of being able to manage my life. Is the best way to describe it. My life is falling apart. I mean, people think that, oh, my life is falling apart. Now, not funny, but the odd thing is that it's not, you know. Most of the time, it's not. Never really is. You know, I'm okay. Rationally, I can realize these things now. But at the time, you don't. You're in a whole other world. And the second thing that I get more frequently, not as frequently as that, more frequently than feeling like I'm going to die, is feeling like you're going to go insane, which is another thing that is very common among people who have panic attacks. Is you think, oh, I'm going insane. I mean, it does feel like, but it's not. It's a you know, neurons are misaligned. You know, I can recognize now that I'm, you know, have a nice stable level of sanity, I guess you'd call it, you know. I'm not suicidal and not homicidal. You know, I don't have hallucinations. Yeah, I'm not going insane. At the time, it feels so real. like you're gonna go insane, like you're gonna end up in a mental hospital. And again, I say it feels real because there's a little hard definition between feeling and thought there. But anyway, those are the two predominant ones for me. But I know a lot of people report having a feeling like they're gonna die. So then the second one is what you're actually feeling, like the emotion behind it, I think. Now, it's not exactly what goes through your head, but what it is just pure terror and panic, hence the name, panic attack. You know, it's like everybody's panicked before, right? This is why a lot of panic attacks are triggered in people. People are always fucking asking me what triggers them, what triggers them, what triggers them, because for a lot of people they're triggered under extreme stressful situations like war. Imagine like you're just under fire, like mortar shells, you're trapped in a building and your fight and flight reflexes just overload on you and you're just too afraid to move. People lock up, they get too afraid to move, too afraid to act. It's like that, but I would say, well, I've never been in that sort of situation, but I would say amplified from that. You know, because I've seen people do that, like on YouTube, there's these guys who are under fire in Iraq, and they're freaking out. But my panic attacks are like that times 10, times 20, you know. And for no reason. You're scared, basically. Or it's not exactly scared, it's not like, this wall is gonna attack me. It's more like panic, is the best word for it, or terror, you know. You're terrified of your thoughts. You're terrified that your life is going to fall apart to a completely unreasonable degree. Yeah, so that's the two thought emotions that go through your head. I guess that explains it best.